Hey Pop Culture Pals, it's Cynthia and I'm here with another haul that I got from a couple of estate sales and a few thrift shops. I hit a lot of places this past weekend because there were a couple of really good sales, and then I had an opportunity to be in a different area up in Anaheim that I don't get to that often for thrifting, only about once a month. So I hit some of my favorite stores up there. They have some really good stores up there. I wish they were closer, but then maybe they wouldn't be so special. So let's dive right in and take a look at what I got. I'm going to save this pack of paper and move it out of the way for a second and get back to that and start with these dinosaurs. Oh, look, he's so big his head is in the way. Ooh, I don't even know if it helps backing up. These I picked up for a couple of reasons. They are, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it maybe on the green one better. What got me was when I picked these up, they were very, very heavy, and very lightly in there they say British Museum of Natural History. They weigh a ton. They weigh like a real dinosaur. I love Jurassic Park. So I have my own little mini Jurassic Park. If I had a great deal, I would probably always buy good hefty dinosaurs like these, but particularly because they were British Museum. The estate sale that I got these from, the owner was very into rock collecting and fossils and prehistory of our Earth. And so, yeah, I don't know if that made any sense at all, but he likes stuff like this, like fossils and seashells and rocks and dinosaurs. So, like I said, good quality. I knew he was a collector of good, expensive things, so I grabbed them. These were the only two. There was a third one that wasn't one of these. I probably should have grabbed it anyway, but actually, I take it back. I'm glad I didn't. So I thought these would probably be in the $20 a piece selling range, but they're not. They actually run closer to the $10, $12 range. So together, I might get about the $25, and then they weigh a ton, so shipping's going to have to be on top of that. Very nice pieces for a dinosaur collector, adult or child. They're quite nice. And what did I pay for them? Well, that's where things got a little tricky. So they were marked at, I want to say 5 and 3. So they thought this one was bigger, so it was worth 5, and this one was worth 3. I kept thinking they were both 3, which that set me off right there. It was half price day, so I got them for a combined total of about $4. This particular estate sale I was at was not going to bargain, which normally at the last day people will say, hey, you got a whole bag of stuff, take the whole bag for like a $20 bill. That was not what happened here. So I actually feel like I kind of overpaid a little bit in the long run for everything. But I certainly should be able to make $4 back on these items. They just might sit for just a little bit because they are quite big, and like I said, the shipping's gonna kill on those. So, let me move dinosaurs out of the way. I think they might actually already be listed on my eBay store if Boris Basement, if you guys are interested in them. Let me get a little bit closer here. All right, a few other items. This is actually something I picked up a couple of days ago. So this is an Avatar Dr. Grace Augustine action figure. I can't believe that is supposed to be Sigourney Weaver, right? I don't know. Didn't look much like her. These are some kind of webcam eye tag, creates a 3D model you control yourself. I guess there was some kind of use this tag with your webcam, and it makes this, I don't know if you have the application downloaded. I don't know. I could have tried it, I suppose. Well, I guess I can't, because I guess you have to have this out of the package to make it happen. So I don't know if this app is even still working. It's from 2009. It is new in package, and I actually found 2 of them. And I, again, don't normally pick up action figures because I know that collectors are very particular about things like this. This edge is messed up. It's really best for somebody who's either just really is a completist and wants everything, or, they're going to take it out of the package and it doesn't matter. It's like a Harry Potter wand. But because there were 2 of them, I figure I can list it once and sell it twice, and that's nice. But again, they only sell maybe, I'm going to be lucky to get $10, $12 for it, tops. Just kind of hoping it would be worth a little bit more. All right. Next up, I'm going to save those. Let's talk about this guy. So this was actually quite a surprise. He was in a box that was not the correct box, and he was at the same estate sale as the Dinosaurs. There was a big display of Christmas items, most of which were just generic and didn't intrigue me at all. But this looked like a high-end, interesting piece because he's got a penguin. He's a bear with a penguin. He's a bear in his pajamas with a penguin. I don't know why. The only label it had was this one that says Dennis Kite, K-Y-T-E, 1983. And it turns out Dennis Kite is the author of a book called The Last Elegant Bear. And that's what this fellow is from. He is the last elegant bear, apparently. I could not find this ornament anywhere. There are some books. There are some other kinds of ornaments. And I guess Gund made a series of stuffed animals based on this franchise. So, I don't know, I went kind of high. His foot's got some damage, which is a shame. But otherwise, he's a kind of cool piece. And if you're a fan of that particular book, which I guess people are, or just a fan of bears or penguins, it is a penguin, right? You might want this piece. So, yeah, I took a wild stab on him. I think he was $3, means I got him for $1.50. And I took a chance. Christmas is coming, after all. This is another weird thing I picked up at that same estate sale, but I don't know what they are. So it's a mermaid, and she's kind of like I think she's just a devil. I thought she was like a mermaid with a trident at first, but I think she's a devil. Again, I'm gonna one day get a camera that actually focuses so you can see the better. There, you think you can see her better. And a mermaid. These are kind of rubbery, and then there's a plug at the bottom. Now, someone said to me that these just look like the stoppers that you put on roller skates, and they do, kind of. I'm thinking they are bottle like recorkers, like if you open up your champagne bottle or your wine bottle and you want to reclose it temporarily. It's got to be what they are, right? Maybe they're homemade. They don't have any kind of markings on them that I can find, which is odd. So maybe somebody made them by gluing pewter figures to the tops of corks. They look like candles when I first saw them because of this texture. And you know, I was looking up to sell them as wine stoppers, but I'm wondering maybe I should just look up more of the pewter figure. Maybe people would be more interested in this and sell it for the pewter figure value, because they're pretty cool just like that. And just forget the stopper part at the bottom. They look like this one particular because she looks like she's sitting on the top of the ocean in a whirlpool, and I guess she's sitting on the top of hell. So if you have any thoughts on these, like exactly what they are, if you've ever seen another one like it, let me know, because they are weird. This is a little one-off item I grabbed because, again, I figured it wasn't going to cost me anything, but I was wrong because this estate sale counted everything. This is one of those Jack-in-the-Box Jack balls. It's the New Millennium 2000 Happy New Year ball. These used to have a lot of value. Now, you know, he might be worth $5 if I come up with a couple more Jack balls. He's better in a lot, but, you know. I grabbed it and threw it in because of my usual thing of it's not going to cost me any extra. And like I said, this one came back to bite me just a tad. I also got, and I way hope I didn't overspend, because you can see the price tag, $20, half price $10. This is a set of slides, homemade slides from the 1950s. Let's see if I can get a decent one in here. Of Disneyland. Of course, everyone I pulled out, there's a whole lot of dark ones. And I did this because there are some Disneyland slides from the era that people took that literally will sell for $15 a piece. But that's not always the case. Let's see if we can get you. I don't think there's going to be any way to show that on camera. That's a nice view of the bridge right outside the castle. And I think if I put something white behind it, it's just going to block the light and that'll be worse. Okay, so I can't show them. So slides are a little bit of a pain, you know, to sell because you have to find a way to illuminate them so people can see what they are. This is mostly Tom Sawyer Island, oddly, and Tiki Room, but they're very hard to see, the Tiki Rooms. They're very dark. And then some general character ones, Pinocchio with the little girl. I wish there'd been something a little bit better. Things that don't exist anymore on Disneyland would be really nice, but yeah, is what it is. This is another wild card this week that turned out to be quite a nice find. This was an estate sale out in Anaheim that I would normally never have gone to, but because we were out in that area, I decided to run in. And it was the last day. They were closing up, literally closing up. And I saw him sitting on a shelf and thought, why not? Because I got mostly clothes from the estate sale and some CDs, and I just thought he was fun, and he worked. Let me wind him up. You know, he does the typical monkey thing. I don't know. I didn't wind him up a lot because I don't want to break him. So what also intrigued me was he had this label here that says Carl Original. And I get home and I look that up, and it turns out Carl Original is a much sought after wind-up toy company from Germany. He's not real old. I think he's from the 80s. And there was a series. So he's playing the maracas. There was one with cymbals, you know, typical monkey with cymbals. There's like a band leader one, and I think a drummer. Someone has this one in the box listed for $150. That hasn't sold, but he's got it at that. A similar one to this that was broken sold for like 10, 20, 10, I think it was sold for like $10, 15 maybe with the shipping. And this was completely broken and it didn't work. So I think I'll have the only one. Oh, I think somebody just put one up again for like $20. So if I got 20 for him, that'd be great. I probably paid like 50 cents for him. But when I saw the other guy had one up for 150, I thought I really, really had something special. But, you know, I might hold out. I think he's pretty cool. He said he does work. He's in real good shape. So, you know, I'm thinking maybe we can get on the closer to the $30 range on him would be super duper. This was the item that totally made me lose my mind this week. Here they are. So, I want to show you how they work. Let's see if it's worth taking this one out of the box. So I was at my favorite Anaheim Thrift store that I wasn't going to go to. Anaheim Thrift is a cash-only thrift store. And I went in there. I went in without any cash because they usually have, well, they have an ATM machine. And I found a couple shirts, which, you know, I could have taken or leave. And then I was heading around the back end, and I was in the Christmas section, and I saw this. And it is Rudolph, if you can see his face there. Definitely Rudolph. And it was just like this. It was in a piece of plastic. There was no box around it, nothing. Now, let me show you. There's a trigger on this side, which, and then he goes, woo, he rolls around. Isn't that cute? So I thought, he's really fun. I like him. And then I looked on the bottom and saw Blockbuster. Now, Blockbuster, those of you who don't remember or aren't old enough to remember, was the video store of my generation. If you wanted to rent a video, you went to Blockbuster. And they mostly, I don't think they exist at all, or they certainly don't exist very much. It was from 1999, and I thought, I love this. I thought, I love Rudolph. I love Blockbuster. Oh, 1999 right there. I want this. One problem. They don't sell things if they don't have a price tag. And, of course, the reason being that people tear off the price tags and then try to get things cheaper. So they have a strict policy they won't sell unless they have the tag. So I started looking around. I also figured, oh, I know what. No, before I did that, I looked and saw this. Look at that. That is another one from Frosty. And there you go. Blockbuster, Very Merry Whirl-Arounds. Collect all four. Oh, I wonder if I digged more if the other two were there. They made Frosty and Rudolph, A Charlie Brown Christmas, which would have been really super to find, and Annabelle's Wish. Who remembers Annabelle's Wish? I mean, I vaguely remember, but I never saw it. So once I saw this one did have a price tag. It was, I think it was $3.99, but it was half price. It was a blue tag, half price. So what a deal, because that's a super price. Once I realized what the box looked like, I searched and searched and searched and found this part. So I was able to reassemble that much of the box. Now, again, obviously this was a lot of trouble. And then I found this part, which goes on here, and I thought, well, this one has a price. They'll certainly sell this one to me, even though it doesn't have the price. They'll understand it got taken out of the box, and I'm not trying to get it cheap. This one's marked. It'll be the same. But I dug a little more and finally found this part. So in the end, I actually spent, I don't even know how long, digging around on the shelves. So there's a lesson there for you thrifters. Dig around. Because if this had not had its plastic bottom piece, I would have thought somebody just donated it without its box. But because the plastic was there, I thought that doesn't make sense. So clearly somebody took it out of the box to see how it worked, and then they didn't put it back in. So I'm going to sticker off that one. I should have put it in the other way. Anyway, so I found both in both boxes. Super duper. Yay! And then I go up to the ATM to get the money, and their ATM is dead. No cash. I'm like, seriously? I don't believe this. And I know better than to go to this place without cash. So I go to the girl and say, what are my options? And of course, at first they're like, no, the machine works. And they go, and then of course the machine didn't work. And she says, there's a 7-Eleven down the street. You can get cash there. Well, I was parked so far away that I thought by the time I get the car, walk to the car, drive over there, and get back around on this very busy street, I could just walk there. I'm not much of a walker. For anyone else, it wasn't that far. But for me, it was far. And it was getting dark, and it's kind of a little bit of an interesting neighborhood over there. I got there, I got the money, I got back. I was so out of breath, and I bought the items. And then, of course, I come home and I look up on eBay and find out they're kind of worthless, which I cannot believe because they're so kitschy. They're Blockbuster. They're Rudolph and Frosty. I don't understand. So, I mean, they sell, and probably closer to Christmas they'll sell better. But, like, I thought they were going to be really hot. I thought they were going to be, like, $25 or more items. My favorite price point, $25. But they were not. I paid a combined total of, I think, like $4 for them in the end. And if I had a place for them, I'd actually keep them. And they're too big to hang on the tree. And plus, I think part of the joy is the box. So we'll see. They may end up being a part of my Christmas decor for this year, and maybe if I wait out another few years, Blockbuster toys will become even more exciting. I know we're getting late here. I'm going to show you one last quickie set of stuff. I had so much stuff this weekend. This is more for you if you're watching me because you're an eBayer. Yeah. So the house that I got, the monkey, I love... Okay, what I love when I go to an estate sale, when I see something like this, I yank them off the shelf because thin little books like these tend to be exciting things. And so sure enough, I pulled off and found, first of all, a playbill from Phantom, Las Vegas. Again, not a huge amount of value, but it does have value. People do collect playbills. I might get $10 for that one. And then Billy Elliot at the Pantages here in LA. Again, people do collect them either because they went to this one and they lost theirs, or they're just completists and they collect playbills from all different shows or like all the different casts of Billy Elliot or something like that. So, not a bad find, not tons of money in these, but again, I got them practically free, so that was fine. That actually wasn't in there. And then I grabbed these. Okay, this is what I was after in the first place. So the Disneyland Safe Begins With Me. This is the Cast Awareness Guide. I don't know if this has any value at all, but I feel like it's Disneyland employee materials. I thought somebody might want it. It also has the Walt Disney Standards of Conduct and the Employee Policy Manual. I don't know if there's any rule against selling stuff like this. I think mostly they figure who wants it. These two pieces, I don't know if they have any real value, but I thought this, because of the graphic and the fact that it talks about safety at the park, would be of interest to somebody. So, yeah, we'll see. And then the estate sale where I got this guy, that guy was a collector of a lot of paper as well. And they had grouped paper into bags. And this was a bag, a $5 bag. I understand why they grouped some of it, but I don't understand why they grouped this, but okay. So I had no idea what this was. It turns out this is actually a program as well from the Pasadena Civic Auditorium. So it's the Civic Goer, because it's Pasadena Civic Auditorium, and it is a early 60s, I believe, magazine talking about what was coming. Oh yeah, 1966. So the Pearl Bailey show was going to be there. I think they might have grouped this because it has some. Look at that. I didn't even notice that. Oh, that might make it value right there. Look at this old Autopia ad. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I hadn't seen this. Have fun on the Richfield Autotopias at Disneyland back when it was sponsored by Richfield. Oh, you know what? That's why he had these grouped. I bet you. So Richfield Oil as opposed to Chevron, which it is now. Whenever you go, wherever you go, take the perfect traveling companion. Is that cute? Oh my gosh, that's cute. I'll take a closer picture of that and put it on Instagram. That's adorable. So that, I was thinking this was going to be worth the value of it being the Pasadena Van Cliburn, but I think that's going to be the value in this, is that ad. Pasadena Savings. The magic music of Fred Waring and the Pennsylvanians in person. Woohoo! Wow. That was exciting. Oh, that is so cool. All right, I have to put that aside. Let me put that over there so I remember. It's tucked inside of that was this visitor guide for the Calico Ghost Town. If this one isn't, I don't think this is that old. Yeah, you know, I say that. It's probably 90s. Oh, wait. I have a tag. That'll tell me. Yeah, it's from 2008 when the person went. Not a lot of value, but I often come across Calico Ghost Town things, so maybe I can combine that with something else. This was the real wild card that I thought was worth something, and it turns out I was right. So he had 2 Esso Oil and GM annual reports, and I think I'm also wondering if that was grouped, like I said, because of the oil, Richfield Oil, so he's a collector of oil memorabilia. There are lots of collectors of oil memorabilia, oil cans, paperwork, signs. Esso is old gas station from the East Coast where I live. I don't know that. And the Esso, the dinosaur, the one dinosaur, it was the Esso dinosaur. You guys remember that? Who remembers Esso? So these are old 1959 and 1958 annual reports from Esso Oil. Look at that. Is that spicy or what? And these have actual value. They're not incredible, but again, I should be able to get 20 bucks or more for these combined. And then this one, GM Annual Report 1959, General Motors, had some nice, let me show you this fold out in the center. Look at this here. Oh, here. So this is look at that. Look at these appliances. Look at that pink. I adore the pink washer dryer. I love it. So this has this big fold out in here of the cars. The Vauxhall. I don't remember that one. The Oldsmobile. The Corvair. The Chevrolet. The Cadillac. The Buick Opel. Look at those. Look at the fins. Are those amazing or what? So I think that's the value in this is going to be, people want this because of the, the old car information. And just there's people who just really follow, either they were part of this corporation or their father was. It's a thing. So again, this I should be able to get another 10 or 20 for. The bag was marked at $5. That means I paid $2.50 for the whole bag. Now, one last thing I'm going to show you guys before I go, and I have to grab it because it's big and it's not on my desk. I actually bought 4 variations on the thing I'm going to show you, but I'm going to show you. Hang on. Oh my God. Oh. See if you know what it is. Look at this. Let me back up here a little bit so you can see better. All right, this has its tag, Service 24, cartridge convertible carrying case, holds 24 8-track cartridges and or cassettes. It was $15.95. That's kind of expensive. Convenient. Holds 24 8-track cartridges and or cassettes in individual compartments with easy-to-read titles. Protects tapes from damage. Weatherproof, tongue and groove aluminum valance, keeps interior dust free and prevents water seepage. High style, Madrid brown continental padded vinyl with luxurious red plush lining. From Service Manufacturing, New York, Yonkers, Company to Yonkers, New York. And inside, ooh baby, inside is a whole bunch of 8-track tapes. So actually, we didn't buy it for the tapes. We bought it for the box. The boxes are getting harder and harder to come by. And they do sell on eBay, although I think my husband's going to be keeping this one because they are hard to find. But look what's in here, too. Oh, let me get it out. Great Gatsby soundtrack on 8-track, sealed. Still sealed. A little bit open, but still sealed. And there's a version, there's an unsealed one in here. So if we wanted to keep it, we'd still have it. So sealed ones are usually a good deal. I'm thinking that was originally $2.97. We should be able to sell that baby. And there is also a Sears 8-track head cleaner. Sears head cleaner removes deposits from delicate magnetic tape heads with non-abrasive polishing action of polyester fibers. Fit all 8-track recorders and playback units. Run in your recorder for 1 to 2 minutes after each 10 hours of play. Improves the quality and clarity of sound reproduction. Only from Sears. Sears head cleaner. This whole box probably came from Sears. This person used to shop at Sears a lot. We found a lot of Sears tags on things that had never been worn. So cool. 8-track head cleaner. Did you have an 8-track player? I want one of those 8-track players that looks like TNT box, or there's a round one. I really love that round one. Oh, this is kind of fun. Ooh, it's got like a protective cover over it. I've never seen that. This is the music from Oliver. Odd because it doesn't have the photo image. Appears to be missing. I do love Oliver. And then there's this one too. Cadillac 1975. This was a sampler. Mancini Elegance Big Band Montage. So this was a sampler that you could put in when you got your new Cadillac. So you could listen to music from your 8-track player in your brand new Cadillac. What's this? Christmas Eve in Paris. 12 Cherished Cows. 30 smash hits of the war years. From Sanic Sound and Mandy Records in Ontario. Lots of Christmas. Christmas Cathedral, Joy to the World, Andrei Kosalanovich. Belly dancing. Ooh, the wild music and how to belly dance from Pickwick. Interesting. Ray Charles, Starlight Rhapsody. What's this? Broadway Super Hits. Volume 1. Sound of Music. People Will Say We're in Love. Getting to Know You. I've Got You Under My Skin. And then Chicago, ooh, with really mangled up there, and a James Taylor one-man dog. Look at that. That's actually quite an interesting mix of 8-tracks in a lovely 8-track box, and it still has the key down here as well. So I got a similar but slightly smaller version of, so like imagine half of this box for 8-tracks, and I got another one for cassettes. And then I got a larger cassette box done in like a red vinyl, mahogany vinyl. Very cool. So that's it. Oh my God, look at that off the desk. That's everything. With that, I gotta go ship packages for eBay. If you are interested in anything you saw here, please do give me a thumbs up, subscribe, come visit me again. And do go shop our eBay store, Boris Basement, if you're interested in any of these items. And if you went shopping yourself, I'd love to hear about your finds, or if you had anything to say about any of these finds, please do, particularly these. Help me figure this out. What is it? I don't know. Somebody helps me figure that out. I should give them a prize. That's it. I'm off. Oh, this was a very long video. See you guys later.